Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Hadley's Hope action figure 2-pack from NECA, which features Carter Burke and the concept Xenomorph warrior from Aliens. The first of the three items in this set, and the one that I'm most excited about, is the Burke figure. Just because I'm such a big Aliens fan, and we've been getting so many Colonial Marines and Colonial Marines, and it's nice to have someone else. I do want more Colonial Marines, more than just Hicks and Hudson and Vasquez and Frost, but I mean, having Burke, the villain of the movie, because, you know, the Xenomorphs and the Queen aren't really the villain of the movie, this piece of crap is. And having an action figure of him, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And what they did here, I mean, just like the printing of the pattern on his shirt, looks really, really good. It gets a little wonky right there at that sleeve. I mean, for the most part, that reads really, really well. The sculpt of his vest, first of all, the design of his vest, the way it looks in the movie, has been translated perfectly as far as the sleeves, little edges at the shoulder, and like the collar go. It's NECA, so the sculpt of the clothes is great. The sculpt on the pants is great, especially the way it bunches at the bottom. The ankle joint on my right shoe there is a little tight, but other than that, it's pretty good. It appears to be a ball joint. Yeah, and then you got the like the hinged, rotating knee joint. There's no mid-thigh cut, but there is a good range of motion at the top of the legs. I don't need a mid-thigh cut, though. You got to swivel at the shoe. That's all you really need. There is a ball joint in the little torso there. The only bummer, though, is with a ball joint, you know, like the sculpt of the shirt ends, so when you lift it back, you just see like that weird sort of underbody, but it is like a separate little thing. It's a little squishy. You see when I push it in, it's like a soft kind of rubbery material, which kind of adds to the fabriciness of it. You get the ball jointed shoulders, like the ball hinge. You get the hinge and swiveling elbow, and then it's a ball joint at the wrist, and then a ball jointed head. This head has a great expression. It's pretty fantastic when you really look at it. The sculpt of it. And the likeness of Paul Reiser, pretty damn good. I think the inside of his mouth is painted a little too dark for my taste, but the lips look good. The eyebrows and eyeballs are impeccably well painted. And then again, the sculpt, that expression, the wrinkling of the forehead area, and just the placement of the eyebrows, the lines of the mouth and around the nose on the cheeks, it perfectly captures his like, oh crap, I'm busted, I'm in trouble, or oh no, there's a xenomorph coming to kill me look. The paint on his like 5 o'clock shadow area is really, really good, and I love the way they sculpt and painted his hair. So as a fan of Burke, I think all the details here, including like the paint on the little rivets on the collar, everything going on here looks pretty gosh darned awesome. I'm very happy. Now, NECA has been making Xenomorph figures for ages. I remember like just the first Alien figure and all the little updates we've had over the years with Aliens figures that are blue and brown, and the Ultimate Alien, and then, you know, repainting it every different color from the video games and the comics. There's been a million of them with different versions and the albino prototypes, all that kind of stuff. What makes this one interesting is, one, it's the Ultimate Alien body, and two, well, they've taken the Ultimate Alien body and they've made it, I don't want to say darker, but I mean, they've done like a blue color scheme, like a brown color scheme one, and this one has a little more black in it, in between the brown. If you look at some of the older ones, like just in between like the ribs and the arms, I just felt there's a more brown presence. This one reads a little bit darker. The biggest change, though, is they included the dome on the head. Early in development, really early in development, on Aliens, the idea was that they were going to kind of follow through with how the Xenomorph looked in Alien, with a dome on its head. And the story goes that like they had the underskull all designed that the dome would go over, and James Cameron saw the underskull and went, that's actually pretty cool. Let's lose the dome and kind of go with an exposed skull. So this is kind of what the original concept would have been, where you can kind of barely see the stuff underneath a darker dome. But yeah. There's been a million of these Alien figures, but the points of articulation are pretty good on this. You'd have like the double foot, you know, there's like the hinge in the middle of the foot, and then the ball joint at the ankle. There is what's like a ball swivel. Yeah, it's a ball joint. You got a double knee joint. You have the ball hinged waist joint. There is no mid thigh cut. There is a ball joint at the torso. the ball hinged shoulders, the double elbow joint, and then the hinged and swiveling wrists that swivel inward, and there is a ball joint at the top of the neck. Although this little tube that goes along the sides does limit just how much you can turn the figure's head to the left or right. And you can't bring the head that far up because of that little back spine thing sticking out. But you know what? The sculpt and the tubes and the spine thing are great. I think the details of the little bone thing hanging off the arm look good. All the Giger-esque lines and details going down the body look really, really good. It's a good, icky paint job. I think the browns and the blacks look really good. It's got a full bendy tail with a swivel right there at the butt. And also the head can open up at the jaw, and it's actually pretty tight, but you pull it down and then you see the little mouth right in there, but you need to have really nimble fingers to try to pull it out. There we go. And there it is. And it looks good. It's a tiny little sculpt, but the little silver teeth on it look great. The fact that they're able to make this operate like that is very, very nice. Lastly, and one of the coolest things in this set, is the Hadley's Hope sign. I just think this is such a cool thing. Instead of just two figures, you get not necessarily like a backdrop or a base, but a really, really cool accessory. And like the little metal sheets on here are very well painted. The sculpt of it's great, but the use of black and brown over the silver really give it a rusty effect and a metallic effect. The paint on it, on just like the actual wording, looks great. I love stuff like this, and I freaking love they included this in here. Now, I've had some bad luck with Xenomorphs over the years. I find that they have a hard time standing up sometimes, but this one, something about its joints, they're really sturdy, and it stands up good when all the joints are straight, and even when the legs are bent, the tail really helps stabilize it. This is one of the better Xenomorphs I've owned, and this is my first time with the Ultimate body, so maybe it's that. But it looks great. But I don't really care about the Xenomorph. I got this set primarily because of my interest in the Burke figure and the sign. Don't judge me. I think the sign's really, really cool. I was really excited about that. I love fun little accessories like that, and them including that was a really nice touch. The Burke figure looks great. I love his expression. This is a really solid set. I think you definitely get a good value for what you're getting with this set. The alien looks great. It's a fun concept if you're an alien nerd. Having the concept version of it is really, really cool. I love this set. Making this set was not a bad call on NECA's part. See what I did there? Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you want, follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.